Hi friends, this is Chris with Josephine's Designs. I am so glad to be back here with you guys. It feels like I haven't made a video in a week or two, and yes, there were some days that there weren't videos coming up, but it's kind of been a long process this last couple of weeks. So my youngest daughter and I have completely cleaned out the pantry. It was huge. It was not a day project. It was a 5-day, and we still have some boxes to go through in the kitchen. I think what really happened was when my parents were so sick, everything was just getting kind of stuck in there. And so, and seriously, my kids did a great job. They helped. They helped in so many different ways. My dad was sick in so many different times, and it was just, and my mom too. And so when I asked them for help, they helped. And you know what? I'm very thankful. So, but I have literally put all my beans, my dried beans, are either in a Tupperware. Uh-oh, there goes my phone. Sorry. Let me put that away. And I'm going to turn the sound off too. So I've put all my Tupperware in half-gallon mason jars. All my beans, dried beans, are in half-gallon mason jars, and or, what do you call it? Like the XO or the Better Homes and Garden little square where it seals down. And what I'm going to do is, I had really prayed about it, and I had looked and 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 found I wanted to use the food saver that goes on top of those wide mouth jars, and you can also get it for regular jars. And it literally, is there a word for sucks the air out? I mean, it basically seals the jar, and they're good for about 5 years. So when I was purchasing flour, and I've got some flour in the freezer, I'd like to get out of my freezer and put in jars and seal them. And up in the top part of my pantry, I just want to get all that stuff out and get it sealed and put away. It's all labeled, my little label maker, and I've just, yeah. I even tried to send pictures to my kids, but we were so exhausted. It was horrible pictures, but maybe I don't have a before. You literally could not open the door of my pantry without stuff falling on you. And, I mean, you wish you had 6 arms to hold everything in while you're getting the one thing you're getting, and then you're closing. It was the worst. So, now you can literally stand inside it. It's amazing. So, that was done. And then, we have been in the process of putting together gardens for outside, gardens in here. I've been growing microgreens. A lot of my seeds had gone bad. And I think also my dear sweet children put them in a shelf that backed up to my oven when my oven was working. Yes, I don't have a working oven. And it just sounds terrible when I say all this. But anyways, I think they got overheated because I tried to spread them 2, 3, 4 times. It's not working. I had ordered some fresh new seeds via Amazon. And so I've gotten some chia seeds to sprout, of course. Those are easy. And then, and you can eat those. You can eat the greens off the chia. And if I'm wrong, let me know, but that's what I've been told. And my alfalfa sprouts were bad, but I have some other microgreens, and then I have literal peas that I will sprout, green peas, and then, there was something else I got. But I'm really sad because I had some onion sprouts, or they're either garlic or onion, and I love those sprouts. They are my all-time favorite. It took me forever to find them years ago. And it's not their fault. They just didn't realize. I didn't realize. And so, anyways, seeds that do not sprout get fed to the chickens. So my sweet chicken scrap bag today got filled with all kinds of stuff. So, and last but not least, our AC went out. Well, that's not last, but anyways, but it went out Friday. And yesterday we got to a high of 88, which isn't bad. But this house was built in 1938. We literally have plaster walls. We do not have sheetrock. We have plaster walls. Like the old, I think it's like old plaster of Paris. I don't know. But they're really neat. I mean, I love them. And when the last people bought the house, the windows were original. So they literally, when they painted, they sealed them shut. And then they added an extra window on the outside, so you have like a double pane window, which is great until you want to get in there and clean them. So if we were going to be here for the rest of our lives, I would replace all the windows. But to replace the windows in this house would cost a fortune. And you know what? It's been fine for, a decade and a half plus, and I'm happy. So but the one thing that was bad was when there wasn't any air conditioning. We were sleeping in our parlor by the front door with the screen door on, the door open with the screen door. And you can only lower half of the screen door. We had fans on. Last night, it was 85 at midnight, 86. It was so hot. The first few days were fine because we had this cool front, and it was totally fine. We were totally fine. And the gentleman is such a dear, sweet man. And he drives all the way over here, like an hour away. Today he brought his son and grandson, I believe. And, but he came over, he got us the best deal ever. I never dreamt we would pay what we paid today for a whole new unit outside. My husband felt like we didn't need to replace the interior unit, and he talked to him and he said, yeah, no, there's no problem. So we kept the interior unit. They didn't have to come in the house. My husband kept his distance. I think this afternoon, I don't know if he kept his distance, but we're just going to pretend he did. And, but these men, and bless their hearts, I was just like, honey, please check and see where the AC is. And their truck had broken down. I mean, I had everybody praying. I was like, pray they can get the truck going. It was en route to over here. But anyways, God bless these men. And they brought us an AC, and my husband, and I could tell when they were testing it, I could feel the air a little bit. My husband came in, no air yet, no air. And I was like, okay, is that just wishful thinking? But, and so then all of a sudden he came in and goes, we have air, we're connecting it, we're seeing if it's working. And anyways, to make a long story short, I can't tell you, I love it warm. I was texting with a friend of mine from the Northeast this afternoon, and she lives down here. And I told her, I said, I like it warm, but I have to admit, it was hot, humid, no breeze air, except for the fan. And it was really yucky. And, I mean, I grew up on the coast where humidity is so much more there. Anyways, when I was a kid and our AC would go out, my parents would never stay in the house. We'd stay with a neighbor. I don't think we ever went to a hotel. We always just stayed at a neighbor's house. And because I just remember it happening several times when I was a kiddo. But I have to tell you, we had this gentleman out a couple of months ago, and he looked at me and said, it's time for a new unit. And I said, well, I think it is too, sir. And he's such a he's an older gentleman. He was my dad's AC guy. And he did the ACs when we were fixing up my parents' house to sell. And anyways, and I said, that's what I say. And he's so sweet. He'll call my husband. He'll say, okay, go buy you this part and I'll talk you how to put it on. And he won't let us pay him, which we always do. But anyways, he never wants to charge us. And so when they got that AC on, I was just like, oh. And I was just texting my sister. I was like, it's like I'm a lethargic sloth. I just cannot get up and get going. It's just wretched. And yesterday I was making all this cornbread and the house was getting hot, and oh my goodness gracious, I was trying to think of the coolest. We had salad for lunch, green salad, which we love. We accidentally ended up with extra salad in our last order from the grocery store, so we are enjoying every bit of it. And being vegetarian, salad's always a blessing. And then anyways, to make a very long story short, we were able to get just air. And my husband came in and he'd had it on. He goes, it's taken 3 hours to get this house cool. So back to the way they made this house. It is fantastic because when a cold front comes in, the house doesn't get cold till the next day. When the AC goes out, it doesn't get hot until the next day. But then it takes forever to cool back down or to heat back up. Either way, whichever way you're going. And it was hot. I'm not going to lie. It was hot. So, and then on the same blessed day, my husband tells me, I think it was yesterday, I woke up to him going, no, it was Monday. I woke up to him telling me, the freezer's out. I don't know if we can get him over here to get us an AC unit. I was like, what? No. So my husband said, get everything off the bottom of the freezer. And because it's downstairs, my youngest does it, so I don't have to go up and down the stairs. So she moved everything out, and she's so smart. She didn't have to put it in an ice chest. She just repacked the freezer and used like a spare fridge freezer. You know, we have the freezer still on that. So praise God, he was able to go in and work on the fan, and I don't know what he did. And we were Tuesday supposed to be giving our old freezer to our either son and daughter-in-law or our daughter and son-in-law, and our daughter and son-in-law were also going to pick up a spare fridge. So I was texting her saying, hey, whoa, wait a minute, I need you to know this is what's happening. You know, I was telling her Monday, and so finally she was like, and they were on the phone with his family, and I was like, I've been calling you since this morning, and they don't always get phone service where they in their house, just where it is in the town. So anyways, I'm just babbling on, but long story short, she was like, why don't we wait until we make sure that your freezer is working before we take the small freezer? And I said, perfect. And I said, but can you cancel the rental truck? And she said, let me see. And they had like 30 minutes. She said, yeah, if we do it in the next 30 minutes. I said, cancel it. So they were supposed to be here today. We have the AC on. The people leave. And all of a sudden my daughter comes into the other room because my husband was showering up because he had been with these people. And my daughter comes in and goes, Bub is here. That's our son. It's like, what? Because we woke up to him calling us this morning going, I think our AC's going out. We may need your AC guy. And in the meantime, they had a AC that they used when they were in the mini house. So he went and grabbed that. And anyway, so we got to go stand out on the driveway, and he was on the other side of the gate. We were 6 feet apart, but we stood and talked. And I mean, I look horrible. I would never even show you in a million years. Supposed to be on a Weight Watchers call. Couldn't figure out how to get logged in. So I just thought, I'm going to come talk to y'all for a while. But anyways, but my hair is horrible. I am getting ready to, I've got to open a bunch of Amazon packages that were on the porch that were totally ready to be opened. And then Amazon, because the gate was open, came and added to it. Because I have a process. Everything sits for 24 hours. And I had 2 days worth sitting out there. And so anyways, I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but my goodness. But I may just spray them down. That's what my son keeps saying. He's saying, Mom, just use your spray and you'll be fine. And I'm like, okay. And then I'm going to get my shower. And but in the meantime, I wanted to say, how are you all doing? We are doing well. It has been a hard week or two, just because my sister was on the front line. She's now home. Praise God. She has resigned from her job. Thank you for everybody who's prayed. And I know many of you have, because you've reached out to me, and I thank you. We still have people on this channel that are on the front lines in hospitals. Please keep praying for them. My sister is good so far. She's been home about 3-4 days. She slept. I kind of got on to her because she was walking an hour in the morning, an hour in the evening. And I finally said, hey, you're supposed to be like resting. I sent you my prescription of, you know, they have a pool and a hot tub. I said, you know, hot tub, you know, swimming, floating on a float, reading, watching Netflix, sleeping. So anyways, but I think she's excited about her new job. And I'm glad she's taken the 2 weeks off. The boys aren't home yet, but one of the boys will come home at some point. The other one's off at college. So anyways, and their campus is closed down, etc. He shares a house with some other guys, and they were already paying for it, so they had to go ahead and stay. But anyway, so they're good. My husband, we'll see how he does with this interaction today, but he's doing okay. He'll have to go get something for the AC, he was telling me. So he may be calling me here in a minute, but that's what's going on there. And he literally orders online. He goes to Lowe's, waits in a spot, and he gets it picked up. Now, something that I did that was amazing. So I had been on my property in my home for over a month because I got sick so early. And then I had a relapse, and I wouldn't dare ever get anybody sick. We don't know officially if it was COVID. We won't know until we get blood tests later. We assume it is, and it was. But who knows? So, I don't want to be sick like that again, ever, in my life, Lord willing. But, I went to the grocery store Saturday. Now, don't get mad. Don't get mad. I stayed in my car. I ordered, because I had ordered an order that was being delivered that day. And my husband wanted soda. I don't buy soda or Coke or what, whatever you call it. I grew up, we called it Coke, and then later I started calling it soda. I don't know why. But anyways, probably because my granny said, give me a soda pop. But, anyways. And so, anyways, he wanted soda. And the AC man was here on Friday. And I guess this was Friday? Maybe it was Saturday. I can't remember. Anyways. No, it had to be Friday. Anyways, I could do a go by and pick it up at our grocery store, like a drive-by thing. And so we put up a huge amount of groceries, but we didn't get everything. So I had done some of the carry-out, order. And so we were in my husband's truck. We had put our grocery boxes that they deliver into. We just put them in the bed of the truck. And then they put our groceries in it. And I want to tell you what, those girls worked hard. And my husband said, where are the boys right now? These are all girls. This is wrong. These young ladies are carrying these big old bags. And I said, well, honey, they may be inside. He goes, look around. Do you see any boys? And it was all girls, I have to admit. So anyways, I told him, I said, well, we got to hope they're there. And so anyways, he's a real manly kind of man, kind of thing. But anyways, long story short, we got our groceries. It was wonderful. And then we went and we drove. Our town has like one big old road that goes through it. And then we have a little square off one side, like the town square where the county seat, the courthouse is. And then you go on it. So we took the main stretch down to the old Tractor Supply, turned around in the driveway or the parking lot. Nobody was there. And then we drove by Walmart. I stayed in our cars. He wanted to drive by a car lot. You know how men are. So he wanted to look at the cars. I was telling my daughter, and she was like, he always does that. Hold on one second. Hey, I'm videoing. Are you leaving? Okay, lock the gate, please. And call me. Bye. Okay, he's going to Lowe's. Anyways, long story short, I was so happy to see my town. My little town here. I can't tell you, the last time I had this happen, I was telling my husband, I said, the last time I have not been out and driven this long was when I had surgery and I'd almost died twice. So, it was a long recovery. And he was like, yeah. And I said, and it's very different now. And he said, yeah, it is different. I mean, when you came back out with that, that other situation, it was still town. And I said, yeah. I said, it's like I see people I don't know here, and not that we know everybody, because we don't, but there was nothing. It was like all different. I don't know how to explain it. And I saw really smart people out with masks on, and then I saw people that weren't smart out with masks not on. And I watched this one lady who took her blouse and put it up over, and I'm putting my hands here, she would put it up over her face, her nose, but she kept touching her face. And I was talking to my oldest, and then to my sister too, that's so silly. She's going to get sick. And, God protect her. And, it was kind of like, what is she thinking? And her husband was fully garbed up in front of her. And I know that she can't go into this particular grocery store line without a mask on. And clearly she just put her thing over her face, which tells me that they're not being as strict as they should be. But anyways, and granted, it's to keep her safe, not us safe, or the people that are out there with her. I wasn't out. But it was one of those things where I thought, we have got to really encourage and educate people into how to keep them safe, as well as being thoughtful on how to keep others safe. And I know that sounds really kind of silly, but when I saw this woman, the teacher in me wanted to say, no, let me help you. Let me fix that for you. Let me teach you. And then my husband kind of looked at me and goes, you can't say a thing. And I said, I know, but my heart hurt for her, So anyways, but we as a nation and as a world will probably live this way for a little bit longer. And, God's got a plan. And yes, those Masks are meant to protect others. So there's nothing wrong in asking somebody to, use the tools they've been given. So anyway, so just keep praying on how we can encourage others to keep doing all the good stuff they need to do. Now, our daughter, son-in-law, and granddaughter will probably come in the next week or two. He was exposed today by a mailman who wasn't the regular mailman, and he wouldn't leave the package on the front porch, and he didn't require a signature, and he was a close talker. So then a bird got in when the door was open, and the baby and my daughter called me, and she was about in tears, and I listened to it, and I felt so bad for her because we used to live in a like a two-story townhouse that had like a cathedral ceiling, and we've had birds get in before. It's such a nightmare. Anyways, and she was just like, I couldn't, and I said, yeah, and finally she said, shut the door. And so she was just, I was telling my husband this story, and he was just laughing like, that's our daughter. And so I said, yep. I said, I've been there. I've been exasperated before with a bird in the house. So, and not a good bird, and not a pet bird, and a wild bird. And so anyways, and our granddaughter, by the time she called me, she was crying, and I could call her name and talk to her, and she wouldn't cry. And then by the end, it was like, okay, it's not working anymore. You got to go put that baby down. So anyways, but they will hopefully get to come over soon. I have not seen their faces. It was so good to see our son's face today. And he cut his own hair the way he used to wear it like a buzz when he was a little boy. And I told him, I said, that's my favorite haircut. And he goes, I know. Because when he got married, he started wearing it longer. And not long, but longer. And anyways, I told him, I said, that's my boy right there. And anyways, he just smiled. He said, I knew you'd like this. And he goes, well, it's going to grow out. And I said, well, let me help you fix it a little bit first before you do that. And then you might want to keep it. So, yeah, I'm working on it. But anyways, all right, friends. So here's what we've been doing. I've never had so much iced tea in my life. Hold on. You could not keep the iced tea flowing as much in the last few days. And what a blessing iced tea is. And tonight I'm making migas. And if anybody knows what migas is, it's kind of a Spanish egg type, or, Mexico. We're close to Mexico, so a Mexican egg dish. And it is phenomenal. My sister, when I was telling her what we were eating, she's like, how do you make that? And she did that like yesterday, because I created this whole new dish yesterday. And she's like, how do you make that? I was giving her all the recipes. So tomorrow I'm making tortillas. It was too hot to make tortillas without AC because I use a big old cast iron skillet, and that's hot. But it's good. I mean, there's still so much to do, but just, we forget about the simple things. Forget about how nice an ice cold glass of iced tea is, or what a blessing to have this AC man come and help us so quickly and bring his whole family. We met his grandson a couple of months ago when he came out, and his son over the years, and just such a sweet family. And just the blessings of being able to drive in the truck, and I get to really talk to anybody, but get to go out for a drive. My car had to be moved out today, and I almost threatened to go get in the car and drive around, but I really look awful, and if anything were to happen, it'd be totally embarrassing. So, anyways, I needed gas or something. I look awful right now, but I'm excited to, get our garden started. We're bringing in a whole bunch of dirt this weekend. We're going to drive up and get dirt loaded into the bed of our truck, and then we have these cloth round above ground garden dealies that are coming, and so we're going to set those up. The area's already cleared, and I have my seeds, and I have some startlings, and just, things like that, things that are like normal to me, so it's not normal yet, but it feels like we're getting closer, though I know we still need to stay in, and we still need to stay safe, and we need to be respectful of those who are working so hard on all of our behalf so that we can go back out. But we are going to drive town call near us, and we're going to pick up groceries on Thursday. And I'm excited. I mean, it's really sad that you're excited. You know, my husband would joke when the kids were little, he'd tell the kids, you know, get your Sunday best on, kids. We're gonna go to the HEB, or we're gonna go to the Walmart. You know, we're gonna go to Sam's. You know, because when you homeschool your kids, you're always home. And so, I mean, when we lived in the city, we were always gone to things. And then when we moved to the country, we would go, you know, like once or twice a week. We try not to be gone every day, and because there were a lot of lessons here to work on. But I feel like I'm going to get gussied up to go to the Walmart on Thursday, you know, so pick up my groceries. So it's just lovely. And another thing, one last thing I wanted to share with you guys, because I get this question a lot, you know, like, are you going to get back on your junk journaling? I am. I spent this last week in between doing all this other work. I'm still working on the bedroom, and I still have that set of boxes in the kitchen, but I've got a kombucha growing. I'm just getting all these things done. I've gotten everything processed. I've got, you know, all these different things. And any grocery store order takes anywhere from, you know, 8 hours to 2 days, because I search everywhere for the best prices. The same thing with Amazon, the same thing with Walmart, HEB, everything. So, and I've never placed a Walmart order, so we'll see how that goes on Thursday. But I am so excited. I've already got a couple of boxes that I've cut apart to make some journals with, and I've got another one up there. It's a bigger one. It's oh, you guys, you know it's mean. It's never going to get covered. Hold on. This is hilarious. My daughter, when she saw what I was doing, she goes, "Oh, that's perfect." So it's llama loops. I know, and I may turn it inside out and keep this part on the inside and then cover the outside. But anyways, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And I've got all I was pulling on my envelopes and getting my supplies ready, and I had to order some glue and a few things like that. So, but come on back. We're going to be doing some of that. I've also got my memory decks project. It's been going great, and I've loved that. And just good stuff like that. So come on back. I'm going to do I'm going to do one haul and 2 planners, and then I got to cook dinner, and then I will be back. So I pray for you guys every day. I love reading your emails, your messages, your comments. I got a whole bunch of comments done. Now I'm kind of going, there's a few new ones, and then I got to go way back. So leave in the comments below, leave what has been your best thing happen during this time that we've had to stay in. And even if you're in the worst of it, there are still best things that happen. And then leave something that we as a group, because our channel is La Familia, it's small, but we're family. So leave something that would be appropriate, so not very specific, something that we can pray for each one of you. And I'm going to go through this quickly, try to get those comments up fast so everybody can leave a comment, one request for prayer. Maybe, like for me, I've gotten off all my Weight Watchers eating because we had to eat out the pantry. And a friend of mine reached out to me today and said, come back to Weight Watchers tonight. And I said, I tried, but I couldn't get logged on. So, but I just want to say, you know, that's my one thing, is I've got to get back to healthy eating. And, yeah, I mean, what is it? What's the one thing that you would like to ask for prayer from the group? Okay, friends, come on back. We're going to do a haul. We're going to do a couple of planners, and there we go. Okay, friends, I hope you're enjoying the old videos from the vault. That's what I've been putting up the last week or two, with a few new here and there. So, okay, my friends, I pray your day is blessed, creative, and lovely. Keep staying safe. We love you very, very much, and pray for you every day. All right, friends, I'll be talking to you soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.